Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Yeah, let me just say this. Playing victim to a situation you caused is delusional as fuck. Three places that you can stay for absolutely free. 3 of them. You ain't got to play a doggone thing. Hear me. Understand that you can stay out my face for free. You can stay out my business for free. And you can stay out my way for free. Those things won't cost you a doggone thing. 3 places you can stay for absolutely free. Thank you.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, happy early Sunday, folks. I hope you guys are doing well. Nice to see me today, huh? Bright and early. Got up. Getting all, woke up, having some coffee, doing some research. Did a lot of stuff yesterday. I have a lot of stuff to cover today, right? I was going to do some videos yesterday and just like, nah. It's where I was. Happy Sunday. I am awake. I am alive. You guys didn't miss a whole lot. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that came out. We're going to be going over today. And I know everybody, I've been reading some of the comments coming in here this morning. I know you guys are super concerned about what in the world happened last night with Dolly and his daughter, right? I have to be honest with you. I'm a horrible friend. I did call him and find out some information. So I do have some information for you. But I was waiting for a call back and fell asleep. I was waiting and I was waiting by the phone, and I don't know. I just ended up falling asleep and didn't wake up until like 4:30 this morning. And by that time, I checked the phone, didn't have anything. So what I heard, this is what the last, after he got off his live is I don't think the active shooter was actually directly inside the mall. Apparently the shooting happened outside of the mall, and they locked the mall down, from my understanding. Now, I could be wrong about a few details. We'll find out as soon as Dolly's up and goes live about this. I know when I spoke to him last night, he was still pretty terrified for his daughter. He said that, she did at this point, when I spoke with him, had already spoken with law enforcement. They told her to stay in that back room, don't leave. So she was hunkered down. Apparently, as you can imagine, a 20-something going on or dealing with something like this is very terrifying for them. So I'm sure she was holding it together the best she can. Many of you guys don't know she's kind of the manager there. So, those other employees are looking up to her for guidance. And that's a lot of, in this day and age, I have to imagine that for her, it was very terrifying, very terrifying. So, but it does sound like she was okay. It does sound like that she wasn't injured, just a very chaotic and unnerving event, as you guys can imagine. So since I didn't hear anything more, I'm assuming that everything was as it was the last time I spoke with Dolly. So just prayers for him and his family. There's been a lot of stuff going on here recently since the holiday season has begun in and around the area that Dolly resides. And many of you guys know that, when we heard about the shooting at the Walmart, how unnerving that was, being friends, watching it from so far away. And then now hearing this to boot is just, it's starting to get a little, chaotic, to say the least. It's a little unnerving for friends, as you guys can imagine. I can imagine all of you guys consider Dolly as a friend as well. So I can imagine we're all kind of feeling the same sort of feelings. Good morning, Justice. I see you in the room this morning. Nice to see you. I bet you missed me. I missed you, but I'll be seeing you soon. I'll be able to grab your little cheeks and say, oh, look at our Justin, all grown up, right? All grown up. I'm sorry. I had to. We got to do something over here for entertainment, okay? You just happen to be the pun of the entertainment on the Bullhorn Betty channel this morning, right? So, but just a big shout out to Dolly. Very concerned, and just don't want anything happening to him or his family. He's had so many things going on with him this year that, I'm sure he's going to be very thankful just to be able to be around his family this year for Christmas. So again, let's just keep our boy Dolly in our thoughts and our prayers today. Okay. It's Sunday. We could say a lot of prayers for a lot of people. Let's throw some Dolly's way today. He could use them. I'm sure he was happy to, put his arms around his daughter. I'm sure as a parent, he was very unnerved, and you know, don't even know what to say. But let's just keep him in our prayers, our thoughts, our prayers. He's our friend. Yeah, we collab with him a lot. You know, we talk with him. We coordinate everything you guys can imagine, and just don't want anything happening to him. So God bless him. God bless everybody in this chat, and hope you guys are all as safe as well. Good morning, all my loves. I appreciate you all. Can't tag names because on the phone. So hugs and kisses to all. Justice says, we're just happy that you're here. We're just happy that you're here. You got to know that the Bullhorn channel is got to be really freaking crazy to have Justice for All in here so much. We're a crazy group of folks, man. What can I say? What can I say? I'm just kidding. I love him. I love him. He makes my day. He makes my day. And he keeps me up to date. Like, right? We got a few people in here that make sure Bullhorn Betty doesn't screw up in the mornings, and Justice for All is one of them. And sometimes even when I screw up, he's calling me on the phone. Hey, get your ass up. You need to go live. You need to go live right now. Okay. Chop. Jeez, talk about cracking the whip. Justice just doesn't, nothing gets past him. Nothing gets past him. So a lot of stuff has been coming out about this case. And one of the things that we've been hearing in the news related to the Idaho 4 has been some crazy stuff. I see Justice in there. Some crazy stuff going on, right? So we started hearing, this door, the door being left open. We started hearing now that a neighbor is talking about screams. Okay. Then we have some Yahoo. I've been on his show before, really early on. It was last year. I think it was when I first started my channel. He only had 20,000 subscribers or something like that. You know, I thought, okay, well, this guy seems pretty cool. Went on there and he was like, the whole Gabby Petito thing he was wrong about. Like, I was sitting in his chat. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not right. No, that's not right either. Nope, that's not right, dude. Like, you got this whole thing wrong, right? So I'm just like, whatever. I can't. So I leave. I leave the room. Well, come to find out, this is the same Yahoo that now has recorded screens and put them on his. Now, I just want to put this out here before I go into all of this. Let me just put this disclaimer out there. There are families of these kids that stay up to date on social media. For those that are just tuning in for the first time that don't know what the Idaho 4, let me just give you a little bit of back story on what the Idaho 4 is. Okay. So these are college age students that went to the University of Idaho. Many of you guys that have been watching know exactly this story and realize that I just came back from Mascow, Idaho. Okay. This is a story where these kids, these college age kids, 20 and 21 years old, respectively, the two of them were 20, two of them were 21. Okay. So they all lived in off-campus housing that wasn't too far from their university. Actually, in walking distance, you could walk there. I know because I did. They were killed by stabbing. So somebody with a fixed blade knife, something similar that we're reading and hearing about, such as the Rambo knife or the K-bar knife, one of the big, assault type of knives, military type of knives were used, or knife was used to commit these acts. And these 4 university students were slain in their sleep, or some of them had a defensive wounds. So I don't know how asleep they were, but for all intents and purposes, the information that we're receiving from law enforcement is that they were asleep at the time of the attack. Since then, they still haven't named a suspect. They still haven't named a person of interest. We've heard a lot of information coming out after the fact that wasn't readily available. Now, mind you, Olivia and I were in this area almost a week, 3-4 days. I guess maybe not almost a week, a little over half a week. Okay, in this specific area. It was very hard to get anybody to open up to us, to speak to us, to give us an interview or anything like that. There was some stuff that came out about the front door being open. I even went as far as to make a video about the screams because there was a news article that came out that said that this neighbor Potentially heard a scream, was unsure if it was a scream or if it was somebody partying, and he didn't think about it right away, and it was after the fact that he thought maybe it might be something. But see, the thing here is on YouTube is web sleuths are very good at what they do. They're very good at what they do. I know law enforcement tries to say that, and granted, law enforcement does have all of these databases and stuff that they can just plug information in and pull backgrounds and do it much quicker than, say, a web sleuth. But at the end of the day, the web sleuths get the job done. They grind. And so it actually came out to be that this particular person, this Harsh guy, this NN or Ian or whatever his name is, Harsh. We'll call him Harsh. And he had made a post early on, right after these murders, talking about how he can't believe that, these 4 people were slain very close to him, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm just, this is not verbatim. This is kind of, what it says, paraphrasing, so to speak. And what is it? Hold on one second. Let me see if I'm missing something. Where are the jellyfish when it comes to channels like his? Why aren't they demanding his channel be removed from YouTube? I'm not sure. I guess you guys are talking about somebody else's channel. I don't know, Miss Robin. I don't know. But yeah, we're not calling them roaches anymore. For those that are just tuning in, we're calling them jellyfish. And you're probably wondering, why in the world are we calling them jellyfish, right? Well, I've got a reason. Hold on, let me see if I can find it, and I will play it for you if I can find it. It's got to be here somewhere. There it is. There it is. Okay, so let me open this. This is why we refer to people as jellyfish, just for those, and then we'll get back to our topic of conversation. And it's not because they're boneless.
People are so dumb that I genuinely wonder how they survive from one day to the next. And then I remember that jellyfish have survived for 650 million years with no brain. So I guess if they can do it.
I'm sorry. It's just some things that just make my day. And it's hearing stuff like that. So it's not because they're spineless. It's because they got no brain, right? I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself. But for those that are just tuning in, why did we stop calling the roaches roaches? It's because they're jellyfish, okay? They're jellyfish. Sorry. Oh, those little jellyfish. But every now and again they sting, don't they? Don't they? Every now and again. The brainless, spineless organisms sting every now and again. So it is literally more of a better depiction of the jackasses on YouTube. I don't know any better way of saying it than that, right? The jackasses on YouTube. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all right, let's do some Bullhorn Betty style real quick.
Andrea, aka Bullhorn Betty here. Look what I found. It looks like a lot of people on YouTube. Right here. This is a real ass right here. Like many people on YouTube. All you need to do is show an asshole a little love. Right? Tell him. What you need to do? Huh? What you need to do? Oh, too many assholes on YouTube. Say it. Say it with me, baby. Say there's just too many people. Too many people on YouTube that look like you, huh? So the next time you want to be an ass, maybe you should come out here and hang out with the ass. Just saying. You want to be a jackass? There's your brother. Peace out. Bullhorn Betty style.
Lord. Just having a great time this morning. No longer asses, no longer cockroaches. They're just jellyfish, right? And why do I have a funny feeling that after this segment, I'm going to feel some of those tentacles stinging me? No, I'm just joking. They don't bother me anymore. They don't bother me anymore. I got somebody like Dolly to piss on my leg. We're good. Just joking. Just joking. Okay, guys, I'm just joking. Just giving them something to talk about. So a couple of the things that looks just like Dolly. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Don't be talking about Turtle King like that. So a couple of the things that have come up in the topic of conversation is, should the house be demolished? And I think we've even touched on that here. Should the house be demolished? A lot of people think that the house should be demolished. I'm one of those people that say, you know, something this bad, you know, it may want to be considered, but here's the issue. I don't think it's going to happen. There are a lot of people that get killed in houses all the time, and they don't get burnt to the ground or demolished. And not only that, but this is not where the owner is the county, or the county is going to be taking over ownership unless they purchase the home from the owner, which the county and the city and the school for that matter may very well decide to do, so they can demolish it. But short of them purchasing that property, I don't see it happening. So also the white Hyundai Elantra. This is the big thing, and we're going to watch a video on here soon. But this car, as you guys have now know, is a vehicle in which has nothing to do with the body cam footage that they saw that night from Banfield. Okay, a lot of people thought this was a red herring, that this white car was just something that somebody saw in the body cam footage. It is not. It's definitely more serious than that. It definitely is, because we have on YouTube the public information officer on a channel. Give me just a second. I'm going to find that for you. It's this one. It's Inside Edition here. And I'm going to play for you guys just a tidbit. Why did it do that? Hold on. Why is it not opening right? There we go. Okay. And there's only a spot on here that I want to show you guys. Okay, maybe just So there you are finding out. Let's just go back to this. I want you guys to hear this, and then I want you to hear the way that this lady has spoken about this car. This is the public information officer from Mascow Police Department. Tips and leads have shown that that car was there in the immediate area. So they're looking for the owner of that car and who was in possession of that car at the time of this homicide, these homicides, plural. So they don't have the license plates, so they're telling the public. That may or may not be accurate. We don't know. So they're having the new body cam footage, and I'm wondering if this is it, because this is a different store. This is a different one than the one that I thought it was. Hold on, let me go back. Let me just go back. This is not the one I thought it was. This is a completely different one that I saved. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me go back. I want you guys to hear the way this lady has said this. It is like pretty, you can't miss it. Okay, I don't think I went down far enough. Hold on, where's the Inside Edition? It is that one. Why is that coming up? Maybe. Yeah, no, this is. Yeah, this is different than the one that I saw. Hold on, there was another one that I saw on here, and I don't know why it's not pulling up. But it was with the public information officer. Hold on a second. Let me see if I know I sent that out. Give me just, ooh, that's probably one of the ones that I pulled up already from the email. Hold on a second. I think it's this one. No, it's not. Give me a second, guys. But I want you guys to hear it because it's the public information officer, and you guys need to hear the public information officer and how she talks about this white vehicle. So give me just a second. Let me get my group chat here. But that Yahoo, I just still can't believe that Yahoo faked the screams. Oh, and getting back to that, it's like, you know, the families watch this stuff. Oh, it is this. Is this right?
We're learning the how.
Oh, it is that one. Okay, I see which one it is. I did have it in here. I just didn't know that was the one. Okay, here it is. Here it is. I want you guys to hear this. So I want you guys to think about this. Why in the world would they be watching Canadian border crossings if this car was so insignificant? Okay. The idea that this was just up on a body cam footage for an incident and this has no relevance is ludicrous. This car holds the key. I can tell you that whatever is going on with this Hyundai Elantra, it holds the key. And I want you to hear the way that the public information officer speaks about this car. It's very crucial. We know it was there. We know it was there. Look at her face. This is not, what do you mean there's no sound? How do we have no sound? Why no sound? Hold on. Hold on, let me. Can you guys hear me now? I'll give you guys a second. I have sound. I can hear the clip, but not the clip. Okay. All right, let me try it again. I want you to hear this. Let me go back just a little bit on this. I want you guys to hear the way that she says this and how she. We know it was there is what she said, not the clip. Can hear you fine. Can you guys hear the clip now? I just refreshed the screen, so the video had no sound. Does it have this? Still can't hear the clip. Okay, give me just a second. Let me figure out how to fix this. Let's see if you guys can hear it this way. We can hear you. You aren't playing it. Doesn't know. Okay. Let me try it now and see if you guys can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear. I'm gonna go back. Okay. Can you guys hear this now? How do I not have sound on here? No. All right, let me try it now. Tell me if you guys can hear it. Maybe well, it's not playing right now. I'm going to play it for you now. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? Now the clip's not frozen. I got it paused. No audio. What the fuck? How can we not have audio on this? Still no. Okay. Let me take this off. Stop screen share. Don't know what's going on with my audio. I've never had a problem with my audio before, especially on me presenting my screen share. No, it's not muted. The only way it could be muted is if but I'm not. So I shouldn't have any problems. Oh, well, let me just go through it. So anyways, I'm going to back this up and then we'll just go through it a little bit. Okay. So they're basically saying that they're following the border crossings here. They're watching the Canadian border crossings. Is Bluetooth on? Bluetooth might be on. Let me just check. I don't know how to check my Bluetooth. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, Bluetooth is turn Bluetooth off. Okay, I'm gonna turn Bluetooth off. I don't think it should have any relevance. Is no, it's not muted. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and through it real quick. You guys can watch it. So she's basically saying the significance of the car is that they know that the car was there. Look at her face. She's very serious. So they're basically saying that they don't know who's owned that car, but they were there and nobody has spoken to anybody inside this car. They basically want to know who it belongs to, who the owner of it, and who had possession of it at the time. So they're basically saying that they know that this person may have everything that they need to break the case. So I apologize about that, guys. I don't know what's going on with this particular clip, but either way, it's just not doing. But you guys can hear me fine, right? And I'm just going to have to, holiday period, we can identify the correct with no license plate number. I still think that they have the license plate number if they are so sure that this is the car. I mean, how are they going to be send the link to us instead? Okay, here's the link so you guys can watch it. Okay, so just not my link. So there's the link to this, and it's right about the minute and 18-second mark on this particular recording. But anyways, so we hear about this scream, and then I do something about, this person has a scream. And the great thing about web sleuths are they don't sleep. They research literally everything. Don't come to YouTube with a claim and not expect to have your life completely thoroughly gone through and every claim examined to a T. And that's what happened. And then we found out that this Yahoo that talked about hearing a scream, that he couldn't decide whether it was a scream or partying. Well, people went through his social media and found a post shortly after this incident. And no, it's not another one. It's not another one. It's still about the same discussion. But people went through his stuff and found out that he actually stated in a post right after the murders that there was no screams. He could not believe if they were killed, and he heard nothing. And so you can imagine that when we first started coming out with this was based on an article that we had read from, I can't remember if it was News Nation or someplace like that, but it was a news article. I even did a little skit on it saying, the screams, what do we think about the screams and everything like that. And then this Yahoo goes on there and it replicates screams and passes it off to his audience as if it's the screams that were heard that night. And it was hideous because, again, families and friends of these people are watching that, listening to that, and for that split second actually thinking that that could be the death of their loved one. Like, what is wrong with you? And now you are being blasted all over every social media platform right now as being a con. We knew he was a conspiracy theorist. I mean, for the love of God, he tried to say Bob Saget was murdered. The man died naturally, dude. Like, you know, get a grip. But it's not about reporting the truth with him. He is a professional person at this. He's a professional content creator. He went to school to do this. He went to school for those catchy phrases, the clickbait, the stuff like that. And he probably sells his work to other people saying, this is what you need to do. This is a money racket for him. It is. I know that because, again, web sleuths have dived into his life and are now posting all about him for the world to see. Nice guy, just kooky as hell, and is not all about the facts. He's all about the clicks. That's the difference. And that is something that's very, very dangerous, in my opinion. I believe he is the one law enforcement is referring to when they are talking about the misinformation that is not based on any factual basis. You know, he's just spreading, you know, just misinformation and lying and purposely and knowingly lying and replicating screens. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Was that click and view worth it? He's taken that video down, from my understanding. He's taken that video down, but still, it's horrible. And talking about the screams, you know, moving from the screams to the surviving roommates, the conversation keeps coming up. It just keeps coming up and keeps coming up. How in the world did the roommates not hear anything? Their friends being brutalized on the second and third floor. How in the world could they not hear anything? And how in the world were they cleared so quickly? Many people are focusing in, not necessarily on Bethany, but at Dylan. I don't know what is in her past, but there are several people that have their eyes squarely on Dylan and her boyfriend, Quinn. They don't really, from my understanding, have anything to do with it, but I did find a few things that were, you know, weird. I've read a lot of people posting that they thought that Dylan, it's sad to say, was not born a woman. I thought that was hideous to find out that people were constantly asking her if she was a transsexual. I thought that was hideous, absolutely disgusting. I didn't think that wasn't the first thing I thought of when I saw her. I thought she was pretty. But it was sad. It's sad what people are saying and saying directly to her. I can't even imagine. But then something started coming up in my head about this, and it was a little odd. Let me turn these ringers off here. Now that I know that you can just flip a button on the side and it stops the ringer. Why isn't it working? Where is it? Oh, because I'm not in there. Hold on. There we go. Silent mode has been activated. But it comes right into a different topic. Everybody's asking why they didn't hear anything. Why didn't hear anything? Let me put something out there to the world that I find very interesting and curious why people aren't asking this question instead. And the question instead is, did the killer know the roommates couldn't hear the top two floors? Was the killer, did he know this property better than some of us are giving him credit for? Was he aware that the tenants downstairs couldn't hear? Nobody's asking that question. And I'm very curious as to why people aren't asking that very, very specific question. Another thing that I find quite odd with all of this, and especially the preceding press releases that have come out since then. And it's why isn't Ellie mentioning this gentleman that has had a past conviction of manslaughter not being discussed related to the university stabbings? Since this whole white car, they're not talking about the gentleman that was arrested for some pretty crazy crimes. Yeah, Harsh is a neighbor. That's his last name. It's a neighbor that reported screams after the fact, yet we found social media postings at the time that this situation happened, and he specifically said no screams. And just in the last 24 hours, he actually went back to that post and edited that post to remove no screams. So it made his comments to the news organization appear more realistic and more truthful. But there was social media post from Harsh that basically stated he cannot believe that these kids were killed right next door to him, and he didn't hear anything, no screams, nothing. And he removed screams from that post. So another question that I'd like to present to you guys, another question that I'd like to present to you guys is, since the press release was sent out about this white car, and now that we know that this white car is not related to the body cam footage of the alcohol incident related to the fraternity house, now that we know that this white car has some significance, some major significance in this case, has your theory about these murders changed? And if they have changed, why? The killer has military training and knows cartel killing. Interesting, yeah. Did my question actually show for Betty to answer? Anyone know? As I'm curious if he can be charged. Hold on a second. Let me go up. Let me go up, Matt Chatter. No, I didn't. When I'm talking on here, it's very rare that I actually look over to the chat. It's a bad habit, but it's hard to do. It's hard to balance the talking into the camera and the reading of the comments, and I'm sure you guys get that from creator to creator. Things is now, it looks how many people actually reported it as real without checking it. I find that very disturbing. Well, that's the issue we have. A lot of people rely on mainstream media to be providing accurate information, and they kind of expect that those mainstream media would be fact checking the information before they put that out. I always couch things as a question, even with my information related to it. It was asking my audience what they thought about it, as opposed to taking it as fact, because other than the roommate speaking or the neighbor speaking of it, we have no way to corroborate that information. And I always talk about this corroboration of information. And I'm really sorry for those that couldn't hear the audio that was coming from here. I'm not sure what it is. I could, you know what? It may be. Hold on a second. Close all these out. This might help. Doc. I don't know if this is going to help or not. I really don't, but it's worth a shot. Okay, that might help. I don't know if that's because I had some things open that shouldn't have been open. I'm unsure. But either way, I think we got it now. I did not find your other question, Mad Chatter, so I apologize. If you want to repost it, I'll try to monitor it, but just don't hate me, because it's hard to monitor both. So I found that interesting about the the other person being arrested, they're not even addressing that and stating, and at least we're going to be going over the press releases since then. There may be some updates since I took these notes yesterday. And then we just went over that, and I just posted the YouTube link to that public information officer talking about the car, that they know that the car has been there, the car was there, they haven't spoke to the occupants in there, and they think this car is so important that they're actually doing checks at the Canadian border. So this is a serious lead. This is a serious lead. According to the coroners, they died in their sleeps. And there's been some information going around as to whether these doors were locked or not. So we're going to be going over, so hopefully the videos work. I don't know. This has kind of rocked my boat now that I know one of them didn't work. Will the other ones work? I don't know. Dylan Mortensen, again, was one person that has been coming up to, been brought up quite a bit. People were asking, what does her boyfriend Quinn drive? I found out that he drives a gold-colored sedan. So it doesn't sound like it's associated with this white Hyundai, and I don't think that it's associated with the roommates for a number of reasons. I just don't think the roommates are involved. The car was there. Ellie just hasn't spoken to the occupants. It seems a little more serious than that. The white car is very, very important. And then I got fake recording. We've already discussed that from that Yahoo related to that. So I'm just going to open up. Actually, I got a few things that I did want to discuss, and then we're going to open up the panel, get your theories, because we've got a lot of things. Again, I want to know whether this whole white car changes your perspective on who may have committed these crimes. And there's other names being thrown out there that we're also going to go over as well. So just bear with me. I've got some stuff. So here is some information related, and it was cited. We have some citing here as well. The coroner has stated on numerous times the victim died in their sleep. However, people on this sub still postulate, constantly that some miracle, a half-dead Ethan or Zana somehow made it into the hallway, kitchen, living room. The 911 call was for an unconscious person, not for a brutally stabbed dead person. The coroner herself stated the stab wounds were from stabbing, but difficult to call punctures because of the size of the knife. She did say that. That means huge, dramatic wounds. So you're looking at huge gaping, you got to imagine Rambo style knife, military style knife, can do a lot of damage. This makes sense when you take into account that there was blood oozing down the walls of Xana's room. So it stands to reason that the roommates couldn't see what had happened to the victims and believed them to be unconscious. This would mean they could hear the phones going off inside their rooms and they weren't answering the door. So were the doors locked? Did the killer have the foresight to lock the victim's doors? That would mean that he knew the roommates were there and knew that they would discover them. What do we know about the locks? I've heard different things. I saw a news story that said all the locks had key pads, which means deadbolts. So the perpetrator couldn't lock the doors from the inside and shut the doors. But this information is 3 years old. So could it be that changed the locks? Could it be from the inside? What do we know about these locks? That's a good question, because the padded locks, the coated locks were from many years ago. We also heard from Maddie's side of the family that her father was there, or maybe it was Xana's side. I might be confusing them. I apologize. But one of the parents of one of the girls was actually in that home and was working, either replaced her lock or repaired a lock on one of the girls' doors. If it was a replacement, what do they replace it with? A standard old, Home Depot style door handle? Could these door handles be opened up with a credit card or a butter knife or, a Q-tip? I've opened, the ones with the little holes in the middle of them. I've opened them up with Q-tips many a times. What kind of locks are on these doors? Those are the questions we need to ask. And how did the perpetrator get in there? So there was several different articles cited here. People wanted proof that they were in their bed sleeping. So there's like 4 different articles cited here, from people.com to KREM.com, the Daily Beast, as well as Global News. We've got 4 articles here that I can definitely put out there to you guys if you guys would like to read them, to get your information up on that as well. So that was interesting. Here is a story that I thought was very interesting, and it may or may not shed light on the current events, but I thought it was a story that was provided by somebody that experienced something similar to this in their time in junior college and things of that nature. So I wanted to read that to you guys. If you guys have time. Oh, don't forget, we almost have 1,000 people in the chat room right now. Don't forget to go out and hit the like button. It is free to say thank you to me in the chat just by hitting the thumbs up. So if you have not done that yet, please go out there and consider liking this segment in this video. This is one that came across. Again, I don't really want to share this information too much with folks, because I don't want people's names getting out or doxing or, bringing an unwanted attention to somebody. But this is related. This was a post that I found, and it said, when I was in junior college, someone set my friend's house on fire. One of my friends died, and one of my closest friends almost died from significant burns, smoke inhalation, and the injuries he suffered jumping from the 3rd-story bedroom window once he saw his limbs were fully on fire. The other roommates had burns and injuries, although not as severe. I was friends with all of the roommates and regularly hung out at their off-campus house. A lot of people did. It was a great spot and was only a few blocks away from UMD Greek row of traditional fraternity houses. There were 6 roommates, all frat guys, but members of 3 different frats. They enjoyed hosting parties. Their fraternities would sponsor pre-formal parties at their house, and it was the perfect social gathering. The perfect social gathering spot when the bars closed. Very similar to King Road house, except guys. A few of the guys had girlfriends. The girlfriends were in sororities. We were told by investigators within a week that the fire was arson. We didn't believe it. There was some initial rumors that it could have been one of the roommates' exes, the girlfriend's exes rather. He was out of town that weekend and his alibi checked out. Almost a year went by, nothing happened. Then around the 1-year anniversary, someone came forward with a tip and the case was solved. The night of the fire, my friends had a party. It was a Friday. The party wasn't sponsored, but most guests were from the Greek community. At some point in the evening, some random party guests were on the porch, probably to smoke. Investigators proved none of the house members were ever out front. A freshman that didn't know anyone at the party, a guy on the porch walked by the house. He was on his way to work, a busboy at one of the 4 main bars that they go to, and it was raining. Allegedly, one of the guys on the porch yelled out, "Nice pink umbrella, you effing," the F word, F-A-G, you know what I'm saying? The freshman didn't engage, and he continued on his way to work and completed his shift. On his way back home, he stopped at a house a few doors down from his friend and took a full can of gas from their porch, and he walked over to the house and doused their porch with gasoline, making sure to spread it all over the couch that they had in the front and set it on fire. He watched the house burn down. He watched the news the next day, and he saw someone died, Mike. Someone was in the hospital near death, Tex, and others had smoke inhalation and burn, and he didn't give an F. The freshman, the murderer, targeted the house. He didn't hurt the guy that insulted him. He took his anger out on the house and the people that were asleep inside. So I found that very chilling to hear that. There was a lot of other stuff that went on, but I'm just going to stop there. I found that story quite chilling. And, you know, it does kind of come back to whether or not, you know, remember law enforcement said they were unsure if the kids were targeted or the house. That is a good example of how the house could have been targeted. People couldn't understand why would somebody target the house and not the people in the house. That is a good example of how that could happen. And that is kind of in line with this person that I think did this. This person was angry. This didn't feel like a love triangle or an entanglement type of situation. This felt like a very angry, powerful message. It almost felt like this, and I said this several times, like this person was humiliated. And in this story, with this freshman, this person that told her story about her friends, again, that was an angry person that was humiliated that did that. So it just really comes down. That's the kind of person that I think would have done this, as opposed to this being, yeah, this person knew who these people were. I do believe that, much closer than an arm's length from the guy that we just heard about in this story. But again, like I said, it was just something that caught my attention when I read it. I thought it really did drive a message. I wanted you guys to see that. So we also have some body cam footage of the officers that were dealing with the people across the street, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm probably going to save that for another situation. But I did want to play this for you guys here. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? I asked if the guy can be charged for faking screams. No. No, that it can be considered fictional. I mean, he's on YouTube. He's a YouTuber. No, you can't. He can't get in trouble legally for that. It's in poor taste. The best way that we can, really punish him is through the public. The public can unsubscribe from his channel. The public can denounce that kind of work. I mean, he must be feeling some sort of pain, because he actually took that video down, from the best of my knowledge, from the last thing I heard. So I would assume that to be true, but I can't guarantee that is true, if that makes sense. It's not a channel I watched. I know exactly who they were talking about, and I knew that the reason why I did not watch his channel was because he has never been accurate on anything at all. That I've been able to decipher. I haven't found where he's been accurate with one case. I don't know how he has so many subscribers. There must be a lot of people that like the conspiracy theory, or just find his craziness entertaining, you know? Like I said, he's professional at this. He knows how to attract people to his channel. He probably teaches it and sells this program to other people. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with him or listening to his commentary. But no, I can't see where he can legally be charged with something like that. I just can't. All right. Oh, and here's can you guys, let me go back down here. I wanted to see if you guys could hear that coroner. Could you guys hear that? Hold on, let me go. I gotta go all the way down. Let me hide that. I didn't realize it was so far up. If I missed any super stickers or super chats, I apologize. Craig, no. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you guys listen. No, you guys can't hear it. I'm gonna let you guys listen to this and just tell me if you guys can hear this or not. I'm paying attention right now. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? No. All right. This is going to kill me. You guys need to hear this stuff. Give me 2 seconds. Don't go too far. I'm just going to, I've got to refresh this entire thing. There's nothing I can do about it. It just needs to be refreshed because you guys have got to be able to watch this stuff. Let me pull these out. Let me put this down. Okay, give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Don't go anywhere. Just, I wish I could play music for you, but what I'm about to do is going to take the whole thing down, and then we're going to have to bring it all back up. So just stay put, okay? All right, guys, I'm back. I'm going to try to get my screen up. Everything's a little slow. I see there's lag on here for some reason. I'm not sure what the lag is. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys at least hear that? That's not the 4 that I wanted up, though, but. No, you guys still can't hear it. Okay. I don't know. It's just not working. I don't know what's going on with this. I just have no earthly idea. I really have no clue. I don't see anything up here that's taking my I don't know. It's odd. I don't know why. Maybe it's from one of the places that I'm streaming to. I have no earthly idea, but it sucks because I wanted you guys to hear this. You guys can't hear that. All right. Well, then I give up. I give up. All right. I give up. Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. I'll open up the panel, but if I can't play this stuff for you, then there's no point in being like even going live because all this stuff matters, and I need you guys to hear this. I'll have to try to figure it out and go live later this afternoon. But if you guys want to come up and just say how you're feeling about this, whether your mind has changed now that you know about the now that you guys know about the white car. There's also some other stuff that I wanted to show you that is coming out from Chronicles of Olivia and JLR, and I can't do that either because nothing's working. So sometimes videos require you to unmute. I'm unmuted. Everything I'm doing is unmuted. I can hear it perfectly fine on my end. I can't get it to play through the system. I have no earthly idea. I literally have reset the entire system. I shut the computer down and put it back up. Hey, love.
Hey, have you tried the mute button?
Yeah, there's no mute on here. I mean, I do this. I mean,
have you gone into your settings and seen if it's on mute?
There's nothing. There's literally, it's just not working. It might be a glitch in StreamYard.
It could be. I was trying to think, like, so you check the YouTube mute, like up in the file corner?
Yeah, it's not. It's just on. I'm running through StreamYard, not through YouTube.
Oh, well, shit, I don't know.
So it's just not.
I was trying to think about how I can help you.
Yeah, there's not. Trust me, I do this every day.
I know it.
I mean, I literally shut the entire computer down and restarted the computer.
Right, that's when you walked away.
Yeah, and so it's not playing. So if it's not playing, it's not playing. I don't know.
I don't know either. But,
I was hoping that just by the speaker, by me being on here, let me just go into settings and make sure. Let's see what camera. See, the camera is built in high def. Yes, audio is all default built-in speakers. I don't.
Yeah, see, I don't know either. Unless, do you have a Bluetooth on?
I turned all the Bluetooth stuff off. I mean, everybody keeps saying Bluetooth. I've had my Bluetooth on forever and ever. Never had audio issues.
Right.
So, but I did turn it off since I've been here just to be on the safe side to make sure that there wasn't anything interfering. And
I don't know. Technology these days has gotten out of my realm.
But I figured if I did the whole, restart, that it would reset the speakers and everything. It's just irritating. I hate having technical issues. It drives me up the flipping wall.
Well, no, you got a schedule of things you want to do, and you can't completely do them because you can't completely show your information.
Yeah. MB, the one when you have a MacBook Pro, it doesn't give you the option to hit the audio.
I know, and that's what because I used to have a MacBook Pro, and that's what I was trying to think about, like how to get into and I haven't used mine in so long that I don't remember.
Yeah, but sometimes, like I was doing some screen records yesterday, and sometimes the screen records itself knocks the microphone or the share off, but I put everything down. It's just not working. And
there's a setting somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's not a setting. I think it's just a hiccup. I think there's
a hiccup. A setting.
Yeah, there's
that's
something in because I run StreamYard and I never have problems with my audio files. So,
have you done an update on your computer?
Not on my computer, I don't believe.
It might be an update issue.
Well, either way.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't really know that much about this case. I only know actually what anything that you've put out because I've had to take a step back from YouTube a little bit.
Yeah, it's been getting crazy.
It was so crazy. It's been so crazy, and it makes me sad. And because I really care about you, and I really care about Dolly, and a few other people, and like Team Rose and stuff. And I mean, I just really hate to see you guys all going through some rough stuff.
It's just not, it's to be honest with you, I'm more exhausted than anything from my trip. The stuff that goes on YouTube, I don't pay attention. I literally don't.
I know you guys don't. But
I don't watch it. I don't subscribe to it. Like I turn it off. I deal with these cases, and I keep focused on these cases. Occasionally, I'll say something, but
like I told Dolly, I finally listened to you guys, and I just stopped even watching it. Like
it changes your life. It doesn't
nosy, but it just gets sickening. Like I have a pretty good heart, I mean, I don't mind gossiping sometimes or hearing, whatever, but I can't stand hearing somebody like just totally destroy somebody. I just can't.
Right.
It's just wrong. Or having a hate mob. a group, an organized group. I
Right.
don't know. But anyway, yeah, no, this case is really strange. Like what I do know about it is, I don't know, this is weird and scary. And I was just listening to somebody the other day because I kind of tried to pick up on it this week so I can like join your panels and stuff. So,
Mhm.
but somebody said that, and I've heard this with like all cases, the 48-hour rule.
Mhm.
And I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that they're going to find him?
Oh yeah, I
Or
think
her?
they have a good idea who it is, especially with this white car. I just have a funny feeling, and not only that, but this person is known to these people. I truly believe that. So if this person is known to them and they've got a white Elantra, it's just going to be a matter of trying to get this. Miss Harmony, you're going to have to show me your face right now. You're blank, so it doesn't look like you're plugging in. There you are. Okay, we see you. Thank you. So give me just a second. Let me go ahead and pull Harmony up here. Okay, there we go. Hi, Miss Harmony.
Hello, Harmony.
Hi, it's been a minute. Hi, lady on the other end.
It's Stuffers.
It's
coffee.
staffers. My mom thinks it's some
Yeah, I'm
Jack
not
guy.
familiar too much with.
Yeah. So, Miss Harmony, what do you think is going on? Has this changed your opinion of what happened?
Okay, this is the reason why I called in is because Jennifer Cofferner, I don't know if that's how I'm
Coffenhofer?
pronouncing
Yeah.
her name. Yeah. Okay, so what I did was because of this white car, I actually found it in the video or somewhere along the line. So it kind of got everybody's attention about the white car, and it triggered what's this white car. And then it's funny because you find stuff and then all of a sudden, like when we're doing research, we find stuff and then all of a sudden they grab it like 2 or 3 days later. But I don't really care, right? So I kept on questioning. Oh, my internet.
I can hear
My
you.
internet's going in and out. I'm just
Yeah,
as
we can
bad
hear
as
you
you.
just
I've got a
fine.
snowstorm happening too.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll just ignore my buffering. So, anyways, she was, she always makes posts. I very rarely comment, because she's covered so much. She's familiar with me in back chats, like, you know what I mean? I usually don't like to post publicly. Anyways, long story short. So with this car, you start the wheels start going on in your head. And I remember, I think it was her or somebody coming out at the beginning. People just don't listen sometimes. She had said they're looking for the white car. And she had said because there were people in the car sitting there and they could have witnessed it. But nobody picked up on that. So because she continued to post, I thought, I'm going to do it on public forum this time, because sometimes when you do a comment like that, then people see the comment and then they go, oh, right. Anyways, she had responded to me and said the reason why they are looking for the car was because there was 2 people, a couple, she said, in that white car that may have seen something. So I don't know if it has anything to do really with whoever went in the house.
So are you
just
saying
that it could be a potential witness.
So are you saying this car?
Sorry, go ahead.
That's what I was wondering about, how this white car got involved. And I didn't want to like ask in case it was like already
That's how it got involved.
blasted out there, So is this car was caught like on a camera?
That's why.
Sitting there? Okay.
But it has to be, wouldn't you
I think
assume that it would have to be a little more than just that, especially with them putting the Canadian border on notice?
Yeah, because I was wondering, where did the car come in at?
The car came in at because it was sitting out near towards the front, like at the front,
Like
or something like
adjacent or
that.
something?
It was stated it was like around the area. I don't know if it was the area where Olivia was filming. It could have been either there,
Probably like
or
adjacent,
it could have
or
been
like down the road.
we don't know
Hold on,
exact
hold on,
area.
yeah,
They're not going to put the area in.
Go ahead. Miss Harmony, you can go ahead.
Who?
You.
Oh, sorry. I get a lag, so if I overspeak, just do that. I don't mind. So we don't know the exact location, but I remember at the beginning of them speaking about what vehicles might have been around, yada yada. And then they dove deeper, and I don't know if it was her or somebody, it might have been Banfield, who had brought up. And then the answer was the reason why we want to know, we checked all the vehicles, is because there was somebody sitting there around that time, and it happened to be a couple. I mean, the thing is, it's just like some cases they will ask, there's a car in that vicinity. We've heard this before. It's not unusual, right? Do you have any information? So my point is what they're now, the feedback that she gave me, and it's on my Twitter, you can see the answer, is that it was a couple in the car that were there that might have potentially seen something, and that's what they want to come forward with. And I'm thinking, well, if they live in the area, they know this, they know everything. Why aren't they calling in or saying, hey, I was just sitting there or whatever, whatnot, right? So, but they're, so when we hear about the car, it's like the SUV that Olivia had made mention. I actually got a little bit more information from her about the SUV than anywhere. And because what I heard was two stories. I heard that somebody decided to drive back when the girls were taking the Uber. I call it Uber. And I'm thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. If somebody's going to follow them home, why wouldn't they just, drive them, right? So I axed that out. And then I looked back in my old notes and I researched the company. I can't remember quite the name of it, of the rental place. And I wasn't too sure because when I looked at the rental company, it seemed like it was only like big cars, like big party vehicles that you could rent through, right? And then some other sleuthers were saying that the university offers these rides for the students. And we know that the Uber guy came forth, and that was really good. So we do know that the girls took an Uber home, right? Whether it was an SUV, there's no clarification on it. So now we've got another vehicle. We've got an SUV. We've got this white car. As just to spin our heads. I think what bothers me is the conflicts of interest. Now, the front door, is it open? Is it not? I looked last night in my notes, and a lot of people are dropping this, but they're saying, oh, no, the sliding door was open, not the front door. And then I think it was last night I hear somebody saying, I don't know, it was one of the officers or whatever, chiefs, I don't know who, one of the I don't know how to explain it, like the professionals, right? Saying that it was open. So the problem is the conflict of interest of communication. Like when he was asked on air, he goes, I don't know about it. And then all of a sudden, because of that, they jump on that. I find that when we're sleuthing, which so many people are good at, we find these, and then all of a sudden it's news, and then all of a sudden they look into it. And so it's really hard to try and we've got kind of a timeline now, but trying to put these puzzle pieces together, it's like, okay, I can now put that puzzle piece in, because now they're saying that they came in the sliding door, and now we hear the doors open by I think it was the chef, right? Or no, it was guys walking by. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's really hard for us when we're relying on the experts to tell us the information, but they're just giving us tidbits. It's like dangling a carrot in front of our face. So what I try to do is I try to email them or get an answer, right? And then as soon as I do that, I don't know, maybe other people do that too, all of a sudden it's news, You know what I mean? Because I want to straighten my head too. I mean, this is so disturbing as it is, right? So as far as it changing my mind, no, nothing has changed my mind as far as, you know, who we don't know. I don't know who. I have my suspicions, but it's more of the filling in the truths that is disturbing. Because usually in a case, it's like, you know, if we can get the truths and then we can go, okay, check that off, then that's good because we're getting more of the storyline, the timeline. Now they just come out and say that Nathan and his girlfriend were at the fraternity party all this time. I mean, why wouldn't they?
How could they not know
why
that?
Why didn't somebody come forth?
Yeah.
You know, why didn't someone come forth 3 weeks ago and say,
maybe they
we've
did.
seen
Maybe
them."
this is
Like,
a piece that law enforcement held back for some reason.
But they see how it distresses us. They see how it distresses the public and the kids, right? So why do that? Clear it up right away. Okay, you know, don't worry about it. We know where they were, but they dragged it on and on and on like this big clue mystery game. And that's what bugs me about this particular case. And then we put out information in our sleuthing, and then they do a news report, right? And it's almost like they don't want us involved, but then they grab from us.
Yeah.
You know
Oh, no,
I mean?
no. News definitely does, but law enforcement has as well.
Yeah. I mean, law enforcement, it's like, for the chief not to know those answers, you just think, well, he's got so much on his plate. And then I don't know, it was maybe not long, 2 days, he comes up, oh yeah, you know, and about the front door. And then now we're all speculating, oh, the wind, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I analyzed it and I said, well, it's possible, but you know, which is it? Because now I'm going back into old and seeing that the sliding door. And I think it was even the dad had made mention that the sliding door, you know, why would that door be open? You know, it's the front door, like, you know, that would be a long time because they said they saw it around 8 a.m. until 11, the kids, the front door open. And that's why, but they didn't go up, you know, and
That
check
was
anything
debunked,
out, right?
Yeah.
Oh, was
so
it?
what was
so yesterday, you know how web sleuths do, they go eventually they start debunking stuff. And yesterday the Scream audio video we've all heard that was fake, right?
Yep.
Well,
And
on top of
feel
that,
terrible
this
because
same neighbor, if you go back and read articles, like, you know how you do sometimes, like in the Summer Wells case and everything, you go back to the very beginning and you just read every article you can. So I went back and, you know, a lot of other people did this and found every article with this neighbor's name in it. So the front door being opened is not true. That's why the officer said, that's my first time. Like, I don't know nothing about that, because it had never been said to anybody on the force before.
But
and
last night, I
the
think it
black
was.
luxury SUV was debunked.
I
On
think
top
the
of
black
understand
SUV.
what the
Hold on.
SUV
I think the black SUV was debunked because it was debunked with the Scream theory. I think those were kind of equal. Like,
Right.
if you're lying about the Scream, you're probably lying about the black
Right.
luxury SUV. And law enforcement did come out and state that. But as far as the front door being open, what was stated was that from the police chief is that he is unsure whether it was open or not at the time.
Right.
Now, I don't mean to. Who is Jack? My mom was asking me about this. Yep, she said she don't think it's the boyfriend Jack. She said it's this other Jack that she
There's
said.
Two other Jacks. So you got Jack D, which is Kaylee's boyfriend. You got Jack S, which is the white hoodie guy that walked out from the corner
shoe
bar.
over guy.
The hoodie guy, and then you. What?
Oh, I said. Oh, okay.
And then you've got Jack K, which is a gentleman that received a a Venmo from Ethan the night that they lost their lives.
I think
And
she's
now
talking
they're
about
saying
white
that
hoodie
they
guy.
are going to go back and reinvestigate everything, like with all those people at the truck. Now, what is interesting is there was a lot of people there because I saw 4 hours and I was traveling on an airplane, and so I watched it. Sometimes I just put it on fast, like 2 speed or whatever, right? And there were so many people coming and going. Yes, he looks suspect.
Yeah,
But
he did.
they made it suspect because they blocked out his face right away. And when I look at how the boys were acting, they were acting just the same. If you look at other videos with other girls, like there was a guy who kept on paying for girl's food, and he was disappointed because he paid for the girl in the white coat and found out she had a boyfriend. And then he's in chat saying, "Dang, I didn't know." And so, why wasn't he, suspect,
weird.
right? And so anyways, they are going back. And I think that anyone who was at that food truck, they should try and,
Agree.
go and say, hey, now, I don't know if anybody heard this part, but the girl, what's her friend's name, who was taking the food,
You're talking about Maddie?
yeah, she was given that black coat.
Mhm.
Okay, she didn't have a heavier coat. And then you see a police clip where they find a black coat. I don't know if it looks like it, but they just leave it there. I mean, was it the black coat that she was wearing and she didn't know who gave it, so she just dumped it? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that everybody, it should be whoever was around at that time prior or whatever should be looked into. But it's probably hard because they were going on holiday. How are they going to figure out all this
Right.
whole yada yada?
We're a
Now,
month
to
in
me-
now almost.
To me, I heard that. I mean, I heard that he liked her. They knew each other indirectly, directly, but not really. You know what I mean?
But I
So-
watched. Oh, sorry.
Hey, Betty, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
After watching the Axe videos, when y'all went in there, were y'all able to?
You just broke up. You were in the middle of your question and you just broke up. I don't know if somebody's calling you in or what, but you might need to come back here.
I have a question while she's waiting to come back.
Oh, there. Hold on. I think she's back. Are you back?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You broke up and I couldn't hear you. You said something about axe throwing and then that was it.
Were y'all able to throw, or were they able to throw big knives like they're describing was used in the murder?
No, they had little knives already there, but you could bring in your own stuff. Yes.
Wow.
As in my
Because
ex, you can't.
there, the who Joseph Scott Morgan is, right? He's a forensic expert.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
With-
No,
He's
I have
good.
not. I've
never
not
heard of him.
been familiar with him. Joseph Scott.
He's
What is his
been
name?
on like every news station there is talking about this
Joseph Scott
crime,
Morgan.
and
Yeah.
he has a podcast, and he actually has an episode that he did on this murder, and I went and listened to it, and it's very, very informative.
It is.
And he talks about the injuries that kind of knife would leave.
Mhm.
And so I was wondering, because he said that he specifically was saying that someone who would use a knife like this, I even wrote it down, that they would keep it, and that they would even carry it around with them.
Mhm.
That
like a momentum.
Wasn't it a
Yeah.
K-bar knife?
yeah, that's
Well, they're
what.
saying that.
My dad was a military person, and he always told me this knife is a killer knife.
Mhm.
Right. My daughter has
Uh-huh.
one. She's in the military.
Oh, there you go. There
Yeah,
you
I've
go.
got
Yeah.
friends. My roots are Mayaca City, which is a rural town. Everybody that I know has a knife like that.
Right.
I've got friends that wear those knives around their belt every single
Yeah,
day.
I've seen them so many times too.
And you're talking about Idaho, I mean,
Where everybody carries knives.
That's here, a rural area. We all carry it. I mean, I don't, but there was a
Yeah.
knife in my car if I'm alone.
Yeah, I've got a knife in my car, and it's got a breaker on it, so for the windows, so it stays right in my middle console there. It's for protection as well. And I remember going into one of my BOCC meetings, which is Board of County Commissioners, and I had these. I couldn't remember. They're like, you because you go through a metal detector, and they're like, it looks like you might have a knife, and they're like, do you carry a knife? And I'm like, well, to be honest with you, I've got a knife in the car. You know, maybe I inadvertently threw it in my bag, but it wasn't even. I didn't do that. It was a battery charger that looked like a knife on the, I guess, a pocket knife on their little scanner thing. So
I'm dual citizen, so and when I'm here, I'm in North Carolina right now. Back home, I have 2 homes and one in Canada. And in Canada, we're not allowed to have anything over 6 inches.
That's here too.
So it has to be like I have like the Swiss Army knife ones because that is okay. What the police will say here, if you can cut an apple with it, like, you know, small, then you're allowed to. So I can't have anything. I didn't know that when I went to Canada, I had my pepper spray, I had all my weapons, and they confiscated everything. My Debunking, I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a metal bar, and it's really good, girls, if you're allowed to use them in your state.
Oh yeah, they're the one like the breaker, the bars that the law enforcement has.
Yeah, and they have a knife in it. Though they have a knife in it too. So what my purpose was is because if I get in a fight, I have tiny hands. So if I had to do some punching and all that, I mean, you can use anything, but this is a neat trick. You put something in your hands and curl it around, and it makes your fist stiff, right? So that was the reason why I was getting it, because at the time I was in New York, and so I would have my keys
I can understand that.
Yeah, and so I would have my keys because my father always said, have something near your keys, and always with your car key, keep your car key in between your
fingers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And so when I was in New York, Coupoutons were huge. So I got one. I can't remember. I think I got it in a head shop or something. And it really, really does make your fists stronger, right? Because, you know, I'm not a slapper. I'm like, if I'm going to have to do something, I'm going to, like, you know, use my fist or use my foot and kick and do my side kicks. And I usually go to the shins because that will knock them down. Or I don't want to break kneecaps because then it can paralyze people, right?
In my fighting days, man, I used to grab a lighter. Bullhorn Betty, you had to know to grab lighters too, because you knew that would make you stronger.
Yeah. Well, I quit fighting a long time ago. I think my last fight was right after my neck surgery.
Yeah. As you get older, you don't want to fight. I mean,
no, you don't. It hurts, even if you win.
If I get into an altercation, I shake afterwards. At my age before, it was like nothing, right?
I don't want to fight now. I'm too old for it, and it hurts either way.
But you don't want to say that because you have to always be prepared, and unfortunately, you have to have eyes all the way around, right?
I'm ready if I have to.
Yeah.
Also, Joseph was just saying, he said this person would show up prepared to do great harm.
Yeah.
And it's a specific type of person that would own one. He'd be very skilled with it, carry it around. Again, he's comfortable with it, knows how to use it. They've used this weapon over and over and over again. And that, you know, like you said earlier, it's a military style weapon.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't think we should get away from the military style weapon. It really isn't yes,
it isn't, but
a lot of people in rural areas have the knife, and
it's just a knife that the military likes.
Well, it's a good knife when you're hunting.
You can buy them anywhere.
Good.
Yeah, see, they're hunting knife too.
Yeah, that's I'd like to convey more of a hunting type of knife than a military type of knife, because I think it's important that we represent this knife correctly. Like literally anybody could have used it, own it, you know, be proficient with it. But absolutely, the people that I know that have these knives know exactly how to use them.
Yeah, my daughter showed me hers because it's a real military knife, and a knife, sorry. And it's a little bit different. It's black. It has, you can tell it comes from the military. It's not from a store, right?
Right, it's made of
the thing is so many
grade.
people used to skin. I mean, I have a fishing knife that you skin the things off. So you know, my father would have a knife because he was a hunter, and he would use that kind of a knife to take the skins off, and it goes through everything. It goes through bones like I couldn't believe it, you know.
It'll cut a
So
hair in half. If it's
Yeah, he
sharp
said
enough.
this person wouldn't throw it away because they're very comfortable with it, you know, like a carpenter with their hammer or a guitarist with their
Right,
guitar.
it's an extension of them.
Yeah, and that this person is a vicious homicidal maniac. This is something, this instrument of death that they have, and they're not going to separate themselves from it.
what do you think, y'all, of when they said last night before the graduation that the killer could, you know, be on the loose? Like, I found that so disturbing, and raining on the parade, and you know, because they're saying, oh, go in groups and have your fun. Well, hello, they were in groups, they were in a house, but I found that they shouldn't have done that. They've been not. I think that the children are adult enough to know now they have a plan in place, but for them to do that on graduation night, like, put that in their mind that the killer could still be out there. I mean, even the headline disturbed me. What do you think about that? That they shouldn't have, or?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading something.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of because when that night there was the big football game, and so there was thousands of people in town the night of the murders, and so again there's a big crowd gathering for graduation. So, I mean, I can understand them putting out something like that.
So
Right,
do we
but
have
they're
a
not
hunch of
going to kill at the football game. They might follow
No,
people
but they could
home,
follow somebody home, or you
yeah.
know, find
do we
somebody
feel
there.
if this guy is old, or do we feel this is a male or female, or is he old or young?
I don't know, because I have a daughter in the military. She could do this. She hasn't had to, you know,
Right.
go to that extent in her being on field. But she's 5 foot, you know, tall, and I mean, she could take the best of the 6'4" guy down. So I don't know. It can be a girl, like, you know. I'm not going to rule it out.
Right.
You know, girls actually have more adrenaline, and when they fight,
We
it's
do.
just the style of it is not too conducive of girls fighting. So if it was a girl, she has super training behind her. Like,
And
you know,
super
we don't
angry.
know. We
What do
don't
you
know.
think, Andra?
Well, as far as who I think the assailant is, I truly believe it's a male. I believe it's a college age, a university age student. I don't believe it's somebody that's in their 30s and 40s. I know that differs from a lot of people, especially those that think this is a serial killer. I'm just on a different spectrum than they are related to this case.
I'm pretty open because I don't really know. Anything I know came from you.
Yeah, and I just don't believe that this is a female at all. I believe that it would take a male to take on Ethan Chapin, and I think that this was a male that may have been to this house multiple times to commit this crime and chose not to for a number of reasons.
So you're possibly thinking
I
it's a
agree.
fellow peer or student or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even a you know, like you said, there was a football or basketball or whatever game going on. You know, it could have been a rivalry. It could have been something from a different school. You know, we did it. I even did
they
it.
could have mouthed off to the wrong person.
Washington State University.
Right. They could have mouthed off to somebody and been like, "Oh, we kicked your ass" or something. You know, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it was a revenge killing.
I mean, it can be a build-up.
8 gallons of blood. That's a lot.
In all fairness, there is some reports coming out that there was a kid that ended up unaliving herself due to bullying. So this could have possibly been something associated with that. I haven't looked into that very much either. But before we go too much further, I did get some information from somebody that was here, that was in here, that's basically stated that they sent me an email, which I've got. And it's related to the stolen car, the white Elantra being stolen. So here's just some information. Allegedly, a 2013 white Elantra was put up for sale at a small little corner used lot in Western Washington State a couple days ago. Carfax showed it was reported stolen from another dealer in Western Washington on November 2nd. A bit strange. It was then put up for sale only after Ellie announced the vehicle they were looking for at the Mascow
But
local.
we would have to know the VIN number to be.
Right. And I think it was just a sleuth that may have. And again, the person that sent this to me even stated, they don't know how accurate the information is, but didn't want to put that out there. And then there's also something else that's coming in to me by text message, and it was something that's been out for quite some time. But it says 2 people who claimed to be at the house with their roommates when the bodies were discovered quickly came to the surviving roommate's defense and wrote that the roommates woke up, went upstairs to the kitchen, and noticed the sliding glass door was open. It was during that time they discovered Ethan. They didn't say where they found him, where he was found on the floor, but that it was so horrific that both girls went into shock and ran out of the house. One of the roommates fainted, and the other one was beyond hysterical and not making any sense. Their frantic actions while coming out of the house caught the attention of people walking past, and the people responding on the victim's IG, claiming to be 2 of those people. They implied that the roommate who fainted had already dialed 911. What was so distraught she fainted before she could get any information out to the dispatcher. The only information the bystander who picked up the roommate's phone could give 911 said they saw friends running out of the house and fainting.
Wow.
That's that.
Yeah, that's probably how I would react. I would freak out.
Did you guys hear about that coroner though too?
What?
Now that's weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, really?
Yeah, a coroner was
hold on. We'll get in a conversation. Steffer, for those that don't understand it, that don't know what you're talking about, can you explain it?
Yes. I seen somewhere there is a about a coroner in, I believe it's there in Idaho. A coroner was stabbed to death. And I don't think they found who did that. And I didn't hear that. I don't know when it happened or whatever, but I feel like whoever put this out there, they're trying to wrap that in with that, or just pointing it out as a weird thing. That's really all I know about it, because it was just a quick thing that I saw, and I just didn't know if you heard about it. Because, like I said, I haven't really been into this case until just recently, last couple of days.
That's news to me.
When did that happen?
I just seen it like yesterday or the day before.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I haven't surfed the net. I'm on my coffee.
I mean, I can
with Betty.
I'll Google it and see if I can find some information about it right now.
But I thought you were referring to the coroner who was at the scene. Now she's taken on that sicko who is in jail with the bandage. She's now working along with him. And I'm thinking, what? That's like double standard.
Yeah. You know what? And not only that, I think that's a conflict of interest. One. And 2, I still find it very odd that law enforcement hasn't addressed his arrest. Especially related to the concern that many of us have related to him being associated with these 4 homicides.
Well, I did see an article out last night, because I've been like, that guy just raised a big red flag with me.
Me too.
So last night I was looking more into him, and there's an article that says like 10 things you need to know about him. It goes into like who his dad is, who he was dating, the murder he committed, and all of that. And gosh, there's something else I was going to say about him that was really important. There was I think his name is like Tom Perry or something. He's I have John Kelly. He is a very, very, very experienced profiler, and he even took notice of that guy that was arrested and mentioned him numerous times when talking to somebody. And I mean, he brought him up repeatedly. Like they would just have a conversation, and he'd be like, yeah, like that guy that was just arrested. He kept going back to him, and that stood out to me. So that's why I keep digging on him. And yeah, that's when yesterday I found that article that says 10 things to know about that guy. Yeah, because he has 2 properties, one that's only 2.5 miles away from the murder scene, and one that's only 1.5 miles away from the murder scene. And I found some, Reddit, you don't know how serious to take some of those posts, but I saw a guy speaking out on there. Excuse me, I just woke up, so my voice. And he was saying that he used to live in Moscow, and that a friend of his had called him and was like, "Dude, I just got off the phone with the police," and said that the dude that got fired, and they're in construction, and that's what he does. That guy, James Leonard, Curtis Leonard,
Yeah,
and
he's wearing
that
the T-shirt of the company.
and he
Loves
would carry the knife around with him to work every day, and they asked him not to, and he refused to. And so then after the murders, he didn't show up for like a week. Just no call, no show. When he was always punctual, he would even come in on days that he wasn't scheduled to work.
And he's got
And
bandages on him now, and it makes people
I don't
wonder.
think it's a bandage. I think it's a one of those because I sometimes have to wear them from my elbow. I think it's one of those if you have a sore arm.
No,
you put
it is a
on.
bandage. It's because
is?
that night when he got arrested, he just went nuts. He was drunk and he attacked his wife,
Right.
his teenage daughter. There was even a baby in the house. So he got he got a list of charges like assault on a child. He like punched his wife in the face multiple times. He was slicing himself. That's why his arms are bandaged up like that. So my thought was like, was he trying to cover up some other old slicing wounds? But in the Joseph Scott Morgan, the forensic expert, in his podcast, he said this person would have, because there's mention of defensive wounds on a few of the victims, that this person would have like scratch marks or something, like that around his neck or his face.
But they would have checked the DNA under the fingernails probably to see if there was a match.
And and his DNA would be in the system, but it's just a matter of like, do they have that DNA back yet? I'm sure they have a lot of DNA to process.
Yeah.
To me, it was totally suspect. And, at least he is behind bars. He's a barbarian for sure. So at least, he's off the street. I just wish these criminals, if they, let's say, get life imprisonment, they know they're not coming out. They would just confess, and say, hey, I did that. Like we have seen in some back cases, right? Where they'll say, okay, I killed 15 people, but we don't know. It's still gonna be unraveling, but at least he's sick and he's behind bars, and he is up there on my list of suspects for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
Because, we all seen the deck on the house. Who's to say he wasn't just driving through the neighborhood one day and knows that's a sorority house that's probably going to be full of college students? He could have knocked on the door and been like, hey, here's my card. I see your deck might need a little bit of work. If you ever want any done, give us a call. And then that way he could like kind of see who's living in that house. I don't know. That was just something I thought.
No, I mean, we all thought that too, right?
Hold on, guys. Let me just.
I'm gonna have to see if you're live before I FaceTime
Let's say hi, from a word from our sponsor. Well, hello, Olivia.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Olivia.
Is that Olivia?
First time.
That's okay. What's
Is that Olivia? Because I got cut out. Is that Olivia?
It's Olivia.
Olivia, I have a bone to pick with you.
Oh.
How are you?
Olivia, you got me in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Olivia, sweetheart, thank you for allowing me to share your videos. But I actually grabbed the soundbite off your video and used a little bit of your walkthrough until I found out that it was fake news. So I'm going to ask you, are you going to edit that out now that we know that it's not true, the soundbite of the screen?
Oh, no. What's the videos out? No, we don't retract. I wouldn't. It is what was
Because
transpiring.
I deleted it because I was just so embarrassed. I'm not blaming you, Olivia, at all, right?
No.
I trust what you put out. I love what you put out in your
Mhm.
content. So I've written you, Miss Harmony, and asked you, and yeah, I'll give you credit. And of course I did. And I only did a little bit of tidbits from that, but it was more of the visual. And what was important to me, what you said, is how you could hear the sounds. You know,
Oh no,
from
she
where you
was
were
talking
standing.
about when we were there. When we were there was
I
somebody.
know, but that's very relevant
Yeah.
because kept on thinking, how could no one hear that scream? Just like Olivia said, how can no one hear
Yeah,
it, right?
that was
And
because
so
they were
I
out.
used her sound bite
Yeah.
for the sound, and I just
That sound
re-edited
bite,
it
which
so a
sound bite,
little bit. But
Olivia, do you know what she's talking about? Because we did
the screaming one, she used
hold
it. That's
on,
where I
Miss
got
Harmony.
it. I had
Hold on, Miss Harmony. Let me have her answer. Hold on. What was that?
Wait, what was the sound bite?
Yeah, was it the scream sound bite? Was that your scream? Was that your sound bite, or was that from that whack job?
I never used the scream that he used. I just talked about it, but I never used the audio that he had.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, I never used it.
Sorry, I
heard
apologize.
that scream once. I never even really listened to it.
Yeah, I
heard
didn't
once.
listen to it either. I knew it was garbage when he had it because nobody had it. Nobody had the scream. We had a scream from a lady from behind the thing. But anyways, hold on just a second, guys. Let me chat with Olivia. So what's up, Olivia?
Oh, I just wanted to see how you were doing and just check up on you and stuff. But call me after you're live.
All right, love. I love you.
Bye. I love you too.
Bye. Yeah. So I don't know what
I apologize.
you have, but I do know when we were there, we did hear screams coming from behind, but it was a lady outside of the house, and you could barely hear it. It was faint, but we could hear a lady hollering from back there. Mm-hmm. So we were thinking that it was possible that there was somebody else that they heard screaming, because we did.
You know, for there not to be any screams coming from within, my mind goes either one or two things: that he injected them something to, paralyze them, knock them out right away so they wouldn't make any noise, or he just did it or she did it so quickly, I don't
think either. I think it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I think nope. There was I think that the people that were up probably were listening to music or watching TV, and the people that were out were probably intoxicated and out.
Well, they said that the walls are concrete, and I can relate to that because my house in Canada is mostly concrete, and my son has my spare bedroom, and it's just down the hallway. And if he has his music on or his headset, he can't hear me at all. I have to text him.
But just to clarify, only the downstairs rooms are concrete. The rest of the house is wood frame. Only the bottom first level. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably more of the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Betty, I sent you a message in the back chat that's important and why I was wanting to reach out to you this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not looking at the comments.
Yeah, I'm reading that now. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't pay her any mind. I really wouldn't. She's a piece of garbage, and she's going to do what she's going to do. When she starts going to court for some of the stuff she's doing, that's the only way she's going to stop. And I just don't have time.
I just on my end, because
I'm taking her to court. I am taking her to court. If it's the last thing I do, it's just that right now I've got 4 other lawsuits in front of her.
I know it was just because of my minor being on there, and with the way she, it's just how she conducts herself and everything. And it felt like a personal attack. I leave. Okay, leave me up there.
She feels like she's Queen Mafia, that she's the thug of
yeah. And say what you want about me, but at least blur my baby's face out.
Go and do a privacy complaint. She should not be allowed to do that. If she shows your child, you go and do a privacy complaint against that video.
That's what I did, but nothing's happened. And then I seen where it said that I need to email YouTube it
Whatever
like
you're gonna do,
support.
they will take it. They will take it seriously. They will take it down, but follow what
Well,
YouTube
they
says.
did with me. Doxed my son because he was underage. I mean, they really doxed him, and they were right onto it. And there was an issue from that. So I don't know how that was like in 2017
Yeah.
when they didn't know who I was, and so they kept on thinking my son was a hacker because he was in high school taking an IT program. That's all it was, right? And they doxed him by putting up his where he went to school, everything. But
Oh no.
my son was the one who actually pursued that, and they got into big trouble. But I don't know how things work now. But it's terrible. I mean, I was doxxed so many times and married to so many different people. It was ridiculous. I was married to Gray Hughes. What?
Oh, don't worry, I'm living the lap of luxury. I made $90,000 off of Quentin Simon.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm still waiting for that paycheck, by the way.
Yeah, really. That's big. Well, Joseph Moore, someone looked at how much he was making on what he's doing.
And it's all conspiracy
unbelievable.
theories. It's all conspiracy theories. Nothing he has said has ever panned out. Not one thing, and yet he is out there, and people are listening to his crap.
Well,
how does he have that many viewers? Like that just blows my mind.
Because people are into the drama, they're into the conspiracy.
I was
theories,
really upset with when the Queen passed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we heard them say how upset Gabby's friends were about that video. So can you imagine how upset the parents of those victims, the Idaho 4, were when they heard that video played on every YouTube channel the other day? Could you imagine thinking that really was your daughter?
I know. That's what I thought.
The emotional damage that would do to them.
Yeah.
Like that.
Think about
oh
the
my
family
God.
reading that.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, I'm going to have to kick you. We're at the bottom. We're at the top of the show. So I'm going to be rolling out of here, and just want to say
you're all
everybody.
going
Thank you
wonky
guys
on
for coming in and sharing your
Thank you, Miss Betty.
Can
I'm
I get your
on my way
email
to
real quick,
Dubois,
Betty?
so I'm going to be ahead of time.
Bullhornbetty at what.com?
Gmail.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Miss Harmony.
Thank you so much, ladies. Everybody have a nice day, and I'm going to go get my nails done.
I don't get my nails done. I type too much.
Okay, take care, everybody.
All right. Yes, take care, y'all. Have a good morning day.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, great show. I wish my audio was working. I have a lot of stuff, but hopefully this afternoon we'll get it up and running. We can go over the videos that I wanted to go over today. It sounds like JLR and Olivia are posting a lot of stuff today. They're keeping you guys filled with content. Please don't forget to go over there and look at their content. And, just to clarify, Olivia puts out the information that she deems relevant. I can tell you a lot of fact finding goes into a lot of the stuff that goes out. I know personally because I'm part of that fact finding, as well. And we have a few other contributors to the work that we do. But JLR and Olivia are putting out content. And as far as the screams and stuff, I even put out the video about the screams when I first heard about it. And of course, this Yahoo piggybacked off my work and made his own work. And it really upset me because, first of all, mine was more of a question and his was more of a statement. And I don't like that because, again, it was weird that this person who was just coming out with these screams this far out, why didn't we hear about him sooner? Why didn't we hear about the black truck sooner? Where did all this stuff come from? And then this Yahoo decides to make a fake scream video, which was really, really horrible for him to have done. And it was very disturbing to boot. So hopefully if you guys were not watching his channel, please don't. That's not the kind of stuff that we advocate for. We like the truth. We don't mind speculation for any stretch of the imagination. We don't. But we definitely want the information that we speculate on to be factual. And that was just totally inappropriate, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, I just want you guys to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We'll see you later this afternoon. So until then,
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.